Hi, Eric Wilson here, independent licensed mechanic with 30 years of experience. In the next short while, I'm going to show you the inside story on this 2017 Buick Enclave so you can make yourself an informed decision. First thing I'm doing is coming in on the front right tire, and you're down to about 50% tread on all season radios, down but definitely not out. Now coming behind the front right tire, first thing I want to point out, this is the right lower ball joint. Now, this is critical because it holds the wheel to the chassis and this is tight. This rubber boot is full of grease. This is the outer CV boot, it's full of grease. It's important not to be ripped because it'd be grease all over the place if it was. It keeps the axle lubricated moving forward. Now, on your brakes, you've got about, I'm going to say about, on your front brakes, you got about 20,000 K left in your front brakes there. So down a bit, but definitely not out. This is your right sway bar link connected from there up to there, intact, doing its job because it dampens the sway when it goes around the corner. This right here, a little better shot here. Okay, this right here is the outer seat. This is the right outer tie rod. Now this is critical. It's the only thing that holds the wheel to the steering, and it is tight. Right here is your right front strut. Now if you follow it up, because your spring suspension, no cracks, no breaks. More importantly, if it was leaking, this tube is full of oil, and if it was leaking, you'd see it leaking all the way down here, and that is bone dry. The right inner CV boot, good and dry. And now checking for leaks at the bottom of the motor, that's the bottom of the oil pan right there, and that is good and dry. The bottom of the transmission, they're good and dry. Bottom of the rear differential, that's the transfer case right there, again good and dry, and you would definitely see oil if that was the case. So I am not seeing any indication of leaks on the bottom of this chassis here at all, which is a good sign. So brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise, on the front right, I'm not seeing anything of any concern. Okay, coming in on the right rear tire, again about 50% tread on all season radios, down a little bit but not out. Coming behind the rear right tire is that this is your spring suspension, no cracks, no breaks. Your right outer CV boot, see for yourself, good and dry. Your right inner CV boot, okay, a little harder to see here. Okay, yeah, there you are. That's the right inner CV boot, and that is good and dry. This is the bottom of the differential. Now, if it was going to be leaking, you see it leaking all the way along there, bone dry. This is your exhaust, no cracks, no breaks that I can see on your exhaust. Your right outer sway bar link, right outer sway bar link connected from there down to there, intact, doing its job. Brakes, you've got about 20,000 K on the rear brakes, pretty much the same as the front there. And your rear suspension, your rear shock suspension, get a shot of that right there. Now that tube right there, follow it up, good and dry. And if it was leaking, you'd see it dripping all the way along there. Now, so on the right rear side, I am not seeing anything brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise, any problem. Okay, coming in on the left front side, about 50% tread on all season radios. Your left strut, follow your spring down there, good and dry. Your spring, no cracks, no breaks, and more importantly, the tube, your shock tube inside there, good and dry. So that's a good sign. Brakes about 20,000 K on the front. Your left outer CV boot, good and dry. Your left inner CV boot, good and dry. Your left lower ball joint is tight. Your left sway bar link from there up to there is intact, doing its job. Your outer tie rod, left outer tie rod, right there, that is tight and critical. Again, another shot under the chassis here. Again, I don't see any indication of leaks whatsoever. So brake-wise, leak-wise, suspension-wise, on the front left, no issues I can see. Coming in on the left rear tire, about 50% tread of all season radios. On your left spring suspension, no cracks, no breaks. Your left outer CV boot, good and dry. Your left inner CV boot, And yeah, good and dry. More importantly, bottom of the diff very clean. Your brakes about 20,000 K, and your left rear shock, if you follow it up there, good and dry. So brake wise, leak wise, suspension wise, no issues I can see on the rear left. Okay, I've checked with my scanner and I'm not finding any trouble codes or history of trouble codes. Your dash, your windshield, no cracks, no breaks. Inside of your dash here looking very clean. Now I'll take you out and show you the condition of the motor. Okay, with the motor running. Shot of the exhaust with the motor running. Very, very clean. Now, one of the first things you should always do on any car is take off the oil cap and look underneath for any sign of white goo, because white goo is a mixture of oil and antifreeze, and that is an indication of a head gasket gone and a big problem. Good reason to walk away. I do not see any indication of that on this motor. In fact, as far as I can tell, I don't hear any problem with this motor, and as far as I can tell, this vehicle has been well maintained. Definitely, other than, and I'm going to say the only thing, if anything, the tires are down, not out, down a little bit, but other than that, I'm not finding anything of any concern in this motor. Now, if you buy, remember, contact me, safewitheric.ca, because I'm going to give you the 3 for free, and I'm the Cowboy Mechanic, and I've got your back. Have a good one.